Oh, that song. I like that song. It reminds me of my days back in the state of misery. Well, I went out with a friend of mine, and that was back in the days when 18 was legal in some states, maybe less, and across the state line, and well, you know the rest. Stopped by the old liquor store, got a bottle of Everclear, and dumped it in some punch. And well, we had a little party in a motel, and the girls were mighty fine. And my buddy and myself enjoyed the night, and well, most that we can remember, that is. And well, that morning we got up and got in that old car and jalopy and headed back towards Misery. And on the way there was a young guy and a sweet little girl. They were both about 18. Had their hands and fingers out and thumbs and waving for a ride, and picked them up. And they climbed in the back seat and down the road we went. Well, I was talking to my buddy, and the riders, the passengers were in the back, and before you knew it, state police were approaching on our bumper with the bubble gum a-going, and we pulled over thinking we ain't done nothing. And the officer, he comes to the window on my side, and he says, "Son, you done throwed a beer can out the window." I said, "No, officer, didn't throw a beer can, ain't got no beer." He said, "Well, obviously the driver didn't throw a beer can out the window. He had both hands on the wheel, and them two in the back were too busy doing what they were doing to be throwing no beer cans out the window." And he said, "I want you out of the car, go down in that ditch and fetch that beer can." Well, who am I to deny the law? So I got down in the ditch and scrambled around and found the beer can and brought it back up to him. And he said, "Get him back of the car there." And he took me and stuck me in the old hurt locker, turned the key, and there wasn't no toilet seat, and he had my belt and my shoelaces. And I would have laid on the cot, but oh man, that mattress was plumb filthy. Probably a lot of bums have been staying overnight in that cell. And well, my buddy, he went back home and tried to raise some bail, and sometime early in the morning he come back to bail me out. I went before the judge to set my bail, and I told the judge the story. It wasn't me. I didn't want to be in jail. He said, "Well, there ain't much I can do. I don't want to cross the word of a trooper." He says, "The best thing that I can advise you is to skip bail and never come back to this here place." And well, you know the rest of the story. I don't listen so good, so yeah, you can make up any ending you want, but a night in the Slammer and Crowbar Hotel, hairman doing the hurt dance ain't no fun at all. The moral of this story is, if you don't want to have to pay bail, well, heck, I guess you could move to some state like this where they ain't got no bail. I tell you the one about the two drunks who are about to get in a fight when one draws a line in the dirt and slurs, "If you cross this line, I'll hit you in the face." That was the punchline, by the way.